Hey everyone, how you doing? I kind of messed up the timer today, so sorry about that on the live stream. It said 0 and I kind of wasn't ready. But you know, we'll figure it out together. How's everyone doing on this awesome Wednesday, midweek? I hope you're having lots of fun. Right, so today, GitHub Actions, right? Who's used GitHub Actions before? Write in the chat. Let me know if you've used it before, or you've just heard about it and you want to use it. We'll figure it out together. And I've got some things I can show you, and I'm going to try and push the boundaries, and we're going to learn some awesome things to customize it together. Sashi and Alex, awesome to have you here already in the chat. But let me know what you think about GitHub Actions. I have got a couple of ideas that I want to do. One, I'm going to add to my customized GitHub portfolio. I'm going to add it so that it puts down my recent activity in the README, as in how many issues I've closed. I'll show you. It's a plugin. It seems really straightforward to add, so we'll add that together. And then I'm really keen to write our own custom one. So we've got a repo in our community organization. If you want an invite, let me know, by the way. And we've got a list of, I can show you, but we've got a list of kind of markdown profiles that are awesome GitHub profiles to get inspiration from. But people are having trouble editing the HTML. It's getting a bit cumbersome. So I was thinking maybe having a JSON file, and people can add their own kind of JSON block, and then the GitHub Actions then can read that JSON and create the README and the right HTML from that. So that's one of my ideas. Hey Harsh, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. Let me share my screen and let me show you. So let me know also what you've all been up to. So who has used GitHub Actions before, right? So this is my profile. You've seen this 100 times before, so I'm not going to go too much into it. And we've got this awesome plugin here with stat. But the thing that I actually really want to do is, if I can find it, is this. Let me make it bigger for you. So first of all, we're going to use a plugin, and then we're going to create our own. That's the idea. Got about an hour and a half. Let's see how we can do. So I really like the idea how you get recent activity. I thought that was really good. And Sassy, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Apologies if I haven't. Reuse development, love to know more about GitHub and open source. Yes, GitHub and open source, you are in the right place. Any questions, let me know in the chat. If I kind of make an assumption and you don't know what it is, just let me know. So what I'm really keen to do is have this, like how many open PRs commented on this, and have this in my profile. And then what I was thinking, we'll go through, let me make this a bit bigger as well. We'll go through the documentation on creating our own GitHub Actions with JavaScript. And what I want to do is, here we go. Here's our other community repo where people can add their profiles. But I've noticed people have struggled with their HTML in here because tables are a bit out of date and have struggled. So I thought we could have a JSON file in the repo that generates this via a GitHub action, like on every change. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how we're doing. Right. Alex says GitHub Actions is very useful. GitHub Actions is freaking awesome, but there's just so much, I suppose, to learn about it. There's so many. Like, let me also show you about the marketplace. There are so many GitHub Actions you can automatically use. Like they're categorized, so you can use them how you want, which I think is really, really awesome. There's just, I keep saying awesome a lot, but it is just so great. And then you can search by at the top. So let's have a look. Let me add this to mine. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't done this before. Let's try it. So I want to add this plugin to mine, use latest version, and it says instruction, seems pretty straightforward. You need to add this to your README of where you want it to happen. Here's an example. Let's go have a look at the example. And if we look at raw, then we can see start activity, I'm guessing end activity. That kind of, makes sense. Yeah, that looks good. Let's just give that a go. If we break it, we break it. It's not like we're live or anything, right? Let's have a look. Okay. Harsh, I've never been able to implement actions myself. The documentation is a little complex. I probably need to spend some time with it. Yeah, the documentation is actually quite good, but you're right, it's a bit scary and it is a lot to take in at once. I still found it a little bit tricky, having used other CIs like Travis or Circle. This does a lot more, but it integrates so well with GitHub, and I really like it. So yeah, I highly recommend having a go. Let me try this using a plugin. You can watch me and you can help me, and then we'll build one together in JavaScript. So let's have a look. Hopefully we'll figure it out together. I'm not worried. Are you worried? I'm not worried. I know I've got all of you to help me, so that's fine. Right, clock is ticking. Just an hour and 25 minutes. Let's go. Hey Bond007, awesome to have you here. All right, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel, and it allows me to do more live streams and more videos. And I actually recorded a video earlier on today, which is about how to make money in open source and using GitHub sponsorship. And so I just want to say a big shout out to Stephen, who's sponsoring me $25 a month, and a couple of other people are sponsoring me like $1 a month. The amount isn't important, it's that people think it's valuable. So $1 is more than enough. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so you need to do this, find an example, and then you create the workflow like this. I'm guessing by clicking this, it's going to do a lot of it for me. Installation, copy. Oh no, I thought it would do some magic, but it didn't. Let's figure it out. Right, so I'm going to copy this. Okay, thank you very much. Going to go to my README project. So this is, if you've anyone who's customized their GitHub profile, you create a repo that is the same name as your username. But I have no actions here, so actually going to start right from the beginning. So let's start right from the beginning. Okay, let's set up a workflow yourself. We'll set one up ourselves because we don't need anything, pre-built. And let's have a look at the example they gave us. So this is the workflow. I'm just going to copy that. It's going to run every 30 minutes by the looks of it and update it. So let's have a look. Let me just paste that in. Oh, a bit of autocomplete magic there. Right, paste that in. And when we came up here, I think it gave us, similar to the documentation, I think it gave us this part, the 2 users. So I need to make sure I've got a GitHub token so the action can write back to my profile. Yep, it runs every half an hour. Awesome. Half an hour is fine. Don't need to update it that much. And in my read, it won't work when it first runs. I need to add that, but that's fine. Let's just get it running. So let's have a look. Runs every first and 30th minute. Perfect. Right. Okay. Not sure why workflow dispatch is empty, but I'll leave that for now. We're using an Ubuntu image. I want to rename this from update readme to maybe be activity, so I can put a badge in the readme as well if I want, and I can use the name activity. And it's using the it's going to check out the project, and it's going to use this this plugin, GitHub Actions plugin. So let's have a look. Right, and it's going to look in my secrets for GitHub token. Let me check I've got that secret. I might have to do that on a different page. I don't want all of you to see all my secrets. Let's have a look. So if it doesn't show anything, I will bring it back over. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so here we go. It says, so I've gone to settings in the repo, and I've gone to secrets, and it says there are no secrets here. So I need to create a new secret, but I am going to do that off the screen so you don't see the secret, because that'd be cheating. And then after that, what it will be, the secret will be hidden. So let me have a look. While I'm doing that, let me know any questions in the chat, what you think GitHub Actions does, what you've used it for, and what you would like to use it for. I wonder if it says if there's an automatic version to create a token. It doesn't say anything about this token, so we could probably actually improve the documentation there on how to get a token. But that's fine. You go to your GitHub settings, and then you go to, there is a token section somewhere. Logs, accounts, SSH keys. Pretty sure there's a token section, or is it? I don't think it's in. Is it in the repo? Let's have a look. Deploy keys. I can't remember how to do tokens. Haven't done it in a while. Notificate deploy keys maybe. I'd just Google it. Right. Anyone remember? Let me know in the chat. I do have the chat open somewhere. Here we go. James George is quite active on GitHub and Twitter. Oh, okay. I don't follow them. I'll have to have a look and check them out. I have an action. Hey, Brian, how you doing? I have an action that generates my design system when I edit my React component. Nice. What if the value of the token is in the same as someone else's token? The token gives you access to their repo, so you don't want to. Your token you need to keep private. It's like a password, like an SSH key. How to create a GitHub token? Let's have a look. Haven't done this in ages. Personal access. They call it personal access token. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so you go to GitHub settings. Okay, let me check. Let's have a look. Right, okay, I'm going to create one off screen so you all can't steal my token and, you know, break my repos. Right, okay, let's have a look. So generate a new token, and I'm going to call it a GitHub action. You need to give it the permissions, what you want it to do as well. So GitHub action. Right, okay, and what access do I want to give it? So actually, I could probably show you this, and then when I hit create, then I don't show you. So let me bring it over here and show you. So I've created. So let me go back. So go generate new token, and I want to call it a GitHub action. And then this is what access you want to give it. So do I want to give it deployment, status, public repo, security event? You want to give it as minimal as possible. And it's a shame that in their docs, it doesn't actually say what access it needs. It's going to need to write to the repo for sure. But write packages, no admin, no admin, no gist, no user, delete repo, write not discussions, not enterprise, update GitHub actions, no. It's probably just going to need full control. It's a public repo, but I want it to be able to write to it. We could try it and see, and it will just fail, and we'll just have to update it again. Let's give that a go. Okay, I'm going to take it off screen again, so you don't see the token. I think it generates it in the next step. Let's have a look. Generate token. Yeah, it has generated it, so I'm not gonna show that to you. And then I'm going to paste it in the secret on the repo, which again I can't show that to you either. And we're going to call it GitHub. What did they call it? Let's kind of try and keep it the same. GitHub token. Okay, so I'll call it the same. GitHub token. GitHub underscore token. Right. I've added that secret to my repo. Name invalid. That is interesting that I couldn't call it GitHub underscore token. Okay. GitHub underscore token. And again, sorry I can't show you this. This is on another screen because I can't get you to see. Interesting. It doesn't like that name, but it's fine. I can name it something different. It's not a problem because you can just change what gets passed into it. Let me have a look. I'll just call it lowercase GitHub token. I don't know what it's failing on. Instead of an underscore, I've just used a hyphen. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, nothing is working. Interesting. Let's have a look. You need to name it something different. What have I missed? You're using George's action, right? I am using... Where is it? Have I lost it? Oh, here we go. This is... yeah, George's action. Yes, it is. It's pretty cool. Name it Eddie token. Oh, reserved name. Oh, Karen, thanks for sharing that. Is it a reserved name? Interesting. So therefore, if it's a reserved name, does that mean it already exists? Do I not need to create a token? Should we try it without? Let's try it without. Maybe we don't need to. Okay, so let's try it. So if that's reserved, then maybe that will work. So let me try that. Let me just create it. Submit. What's going to happen? It's going to fail. Well, we know it's going to fail anyway because I haven't put anything in the README to know where to write it to. So let's see. Just say create, connect to master, commit to master even. Let's do that. So now that's done. This workflow, can we trigger it manually? Let's see if we can trigger it manually. Yeah, run workflow. Let's have a look. Run it! I don't want to wait 30 minutes. Could trigger it on a commit. Oh, here we go. It's running. Whew. Okay. Let's have a look. I didn't think about the whole 30 minutes thing. I didn't want to wait for 30 minutes and then go, did it pass? Or did it fail? And then make another change right now 30 minutes. We could have put it on commit temporarily and then put it back to a cron afterwards. Okay, so it ran and it passed. So it wouldn't have written anything to the README because it hasn't got anything. But it seems to have success. So it doesn't seem to have failed. So if I go back, let me bring up the chat because you're all probably helping me out and shouting at me now. Those are suggestions. Correct. Okay, awesome. See, I learned something new today, so thank you all so much for helping out with that. Let's just do the proof that it all does work. Let's try and fit it all together. Hey, Mohammed, awesome to have you here. I do like that I don't have to create a personal token and it just works. That is awesome. So the other step it said to do was to put this start section, activities, and entry point. Okay, it doesn't say about an end point, but let's just, maybe it will fill it in. So let's have a look. If I create a new tab here, let's have a look how we're doing. So, oh, look at that. It has written something to my README. And it's kind of destroyed it. That means my profile must be so destroyed right now. My profile is so destroyed. Okay. Yes. It's because, interesting how it just started writing. So in their documentation, they should put that you should put an entry point first before creating the action, because that's obviously messed that up. So what I need to do, don't worry, this is Git, right? We've got history. So let's just pull that back. So what we need to do is, I haven't done this in the UI. Let's see if we can do this. Let's have a look. Can I undo this commit? Let's have a look. I wonder if I can do this in here. I don't think I can. I have to probably do it via the command line. So let me clone the repo and do it. And I can show you on the terminal how I do that. So what we want to do, I'm not going to rewrite history because that's really, really bad. I could open with code spaces, but it's probably, not that much fun. Let's have a look. Right. We get a terminal over here. Do I want to update ZSH? No, I'll do that later. Let's make this bigger for all of you. How's that? I think it's big enough. Right, so if I just go to my downloads and go to repos, and I go git clone, and we just clone that repo, and let's just undo that commit that's messed up my README. I thought that's quite funny. What do you think? So yes, we'll make an improvement. Who wants to make an improvement to their documentation? Because they should say, they have said in instructions, add that, but they should say in bold, do this first, because it will mess up your repo. Number engineer, boo, hey number engineer. And who else have we got? Also for testing, you can add manual trigger to the workflow. Nice, yeah. Manual trigger never used to exist, so it's nice to know that it exists now. The social network, the movie, Karen, was good. I watched it a while ago when it first came out, but yeah, it was good. So okay, let's go into this repo. So it's going to be called Eddie Jald. And then if we do log, we can see that the last one went in by the bot, which messed it up. So what we need to do is grab that, and then let's just pull it out. So what I'll do is I'll do git revert, and we'll revert that commit. And I'm going to do colon WQ that's behind my head. Actually, let me not make that so big and put it up here. So you can see I've put WQ to save it. And so now I can push that up. We've got like 30 minutes to fix this. Hopefully I got my password right. Okay, so now we've pushed it up. So this README should be back to what it was. Whew. See, always do everything in Git. Back to what it was. So if I go back to my profile, all is good. So, okay, but it's going to run again soon. So we need to fix it so it doesn't run and then mess up my README again. So we're going to hit edit. And if I read the documentation right or correctly the first time, it said, put this in at the entry point of where you want it to happen. So I'll probably have it at the end at the moment of my README. I think you need an end, but let's just see what it says. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. And then what is this called? This is called GitHub Activity. So we can say feature, action. It was a GitHub action, actions. Oh, action. GitHub Activity plugin added. Right, commit that. We're not going to wait 30 minutes. Just like Brian said, we'll run it manually. So if we go back to here and we go back to actions, we should be able to run this workflow now. Let's have a look. Okay, don't break my repo, please. Let's have a look. What do you think, everyone? It's going to work? It's going to break? What do you think? Apish, hopefully I pronounced it right. Git magic. Yeah, Git is awesome. Like GitHub, it makes it even more awesome. Javesh, Eddie, I've updated my README and my profile. Can you have a look? I'm not going to be reviewing profiles in this stream. If you can raise an issue on, we have a support repo. Let me bring it up for everyone while that's running. So here we go. If I go to our community organization, if anyone wants to get added, we've got 42 members at the moment. If you want to get added, let me know. But we have a support repo. If you raise an issue, you get a green square for today. But just say, can you review my portfolio or my website, my GitHub, and then when I do a live stream that I'm reviewing those, maybe tomorrow I can click on this and I can just go through everyone's and review it. Therefore, I don't get lost with the chat and miss people out and people get upset like last time. Right, shall I refresh this page? Shall we have a look? So it ran. All workflows. We should see a history. It ran. Number 2. Awesome. If I refresh this, fingers crossed. Yes, it worked. Okay, got the top 5 there. So it says a closed an issue, opened an issue, a merged a pull request. It's my latest 5 activity, which I think is pretty epic. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, it would be good to nudge the stats to the right and have this on the left, but I can kind of sort that out later. I don't want to bore you all with that. What I'm keen to do is, it's automatically put in the end section. What I'm keen to do, let's write our own. We've got just over an hour. Let's write our own GitHub Actions. So, and I can, sort this out later. I might be able to put right on there. Would that then shuffle that over to the right? Oh, it just doesn't quite fit, I think. Okay, well, I'll look at fixing that later on. Let me cancel that for now. Leave page. Right. I will raise an issue so I don't forget. Move stat to the right. So activity is on the left. Right, okay. So don't forget. Always raise issues. You get the green squares and I don't forget. Okay, so that works. We've got a GitHub action that's running that we didn't write, that we used. And I'm going to check out James's profile later on. Everyone seems to speak quite highly of the work. So I'll have a look. Awesome. Lots of organizations. Cool. Okay, I'll have a look at that later on. But what we're going to do together now is we're going to create our own GitHub action. What do you think? Can we do it in an hour? I have to read the docs and let's figure it out together. And then we can add one. And we're going to add one that organizes these profiles. So from a JSON file, it automatically organizes them. And then later on, we can add an even more improvement. And when it says give your vote, we could then read how many thumbs up it's got. And then we could put them in order maybe in the future. Because once you put it in JavaScript, right, we can order things. We can do things like that. Satyadeep, hopefully I pronounced it right. Awesome to have you here. Have you used GitHub Actions before? So let's have a look. Right. Let's try and do this. So the first things first, according to the documentation, it says, guide you through this, etc., etc. You need Node installed, download Node. We've got Node. Create a repository. So let's create. Let me go to here again, and let's get out of here, and let's create a new project. Right from the beginning. What should we call the project? mkdir. It'll be a GitHub action, so it should be. I think we should prepend it with GitHub action. GitHub action. It's the profiles, awesome profiles review. So maybe we could do GitHub action. We could make it a bit generic, and we could then allow it to sort any data, I suppose, in the future. GitHub action. I can rename it later, right? I'll just call it profiles for now. And then they suggest you go into there. And then you initialize it with npm, okay, npm init, y, just select everything's default, happy with that. Create an action metadata file. Okay, let's figure this out together. Right, you're all paying attention. I need your help. Oh, review action. Review action. It's not for the review though, it's for the profile. We could, we can rename it later. But I could do one for reviews, actually. You're right. It could be quite good too. You're giving me too many ideas. You just heard about actions, excited to learn about it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can have actions run on a cron, so like on a timer, like every 30 minutes, every hour, every day, or you can have it when some action happens. Pardon the pun. When something changes on the repo. So, for example, if someone does a commit or creates a branch, or there's so many things that can be done. It's awesome. Okay. Let's have a look. So it's saying create an action.yaml. Right, let's do that. So if we open VS Code in here, and then it says, what did it say? Action.yaml. Okay, we'll make it action.yaml. Good old copy and paste. Or I'll make that bigger for all of you. Okay, is that too big? I think that's okay. I'll hit the survey later. Let's give that a save. Right, what next? GitHub Actions sorter can be the name. Yeah, if we can make it generic enough to just be a sorter, then that's a good idea. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it how it is, just for profiles, because it's specifically for that repo at the moment. But yeah, we can hopefully make it more generic, and then people can have JSON files that can get injected into their readmes, and maybe sorted and filtered and so on. So let's have a look. Right, everyone watching, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel, and maybe invite some friends, send them a link. They might be interested to join too and watch me struggle. So okay, I've copied that. The file defines who to greet and the input time and time as an output. Okay, so I need to install these. Okay, npm install. I install these then. So npm install save that and that. Okay, got that going. Then you see node modules. Okay, write the action code. This is where we're going to get excited. Index.js. Okay, let's write some code. Who's still awake? Who's still with me? Okay, got an hour and 3 minutes. Let's keep going. I've got another caller in an hour and 3 minutes. That's why I've got an hour and 3 minutes timer. Right. So if we create an index file, index.js, wonder if we can do this in TypeScript. Okay, something for next time. Okay, so we've created also index.js, and then in their example, they include core, they include GitHub, and then they grab the input, and that's the input for, oh, I've got this cool new feature I want to show you as well. Check this out. What do you think of this? And if you look over here, I'm really proud of this app that I installed. I can make this bigger and smaller. So what I want to show you is, where was it? I did see it somewhere. I don't know. I'll stop playing around. Yeah, who to greet. And then it grabs it down here as well. So who to greet, which is pretty cool. And name to greet. So you can grab data when someone else uses the plugin, which is pretty awesome. And then it stringifies the data. Let's just run through this example. Then we'll start really customizing it more as well. Okay, let's have a look. Let's get it working first before we do customization. Baby steps, right? I find people me included, try and run too far ahead, try and get, go all out, and then it doesn't work, and then to debug it is just too hard. So let's have a look. So I'm going to grab all this code, and then we're going to change it. Really, you shouldn't copy and paste so much, but I'm going to do it just for trying to save a bit of time. And I've got all of you haven't got a formatter. Just do prettier. It's fine. I don't mind. I just want to format it. Okay, and you're all kind of, this is like pair programming with loads of people, so you will help me. So we require those two actions, and then we grab the input who to greet, we console log it as a time, and then we set output as a time, and then we stringify the context payload, okay, and then we do another console log, and if there's an error, we catch it. Right. Okay, I hate those red things appearing. There you go. So let's save that and let's just see how we go. And I can do this in a branch because I could have it in the action that it does, what's the trigger? Let's have a look. Greet someone and record the time. Oh, I might also have to run it manually for now, so that's even better. I was going to create a branch and do that, but I should create a branch anyway. Or should this is a new repo? No, we'll create it in that existing repo. So let's do that. So what I need to do, I have already kind of got a repo, which is the profiles one, and I have just created one locally. So there's a couple of things that we can do. One, we can do it that I can create a new folder, clone this, create a new folder, move the code over because it's only a couple of files. Or I should be able to add a remote. Let's try that and see if that works. I haven't done that before. I'm pretty sure it'll work. We're stretching our Git knowledge now. So what I'm going to do in this project, if I say git remote v, we've got, oh, I haven't made it as a Git project yet. So if I just do git init and I do git remote minus v, there is nothing. So it's not connected to any repo. So what we could do is go git remote, add origin, and then I can paste in, I'll make this a bit bigger, the Git URL of this project. And then in theory, if I hit enter and go git remote minus v, now it's as if I've cloned the project. So if I do a pull, because I haven't got any history, it should just bring out down the data. It does not have any commits yet. So I should better go git pull. Let's have a look. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. Let's have a look. Yeah, it works. So pull down master, and if I go git log now, we have the history from the project, and if I list the files, we have the projects, and if I do a status, we still have the files that are new that I've added. So that's pretty cool. Okay, that works. Awesome. And if we were to do this as a plugin that's completely separate, so you could use it in other projects, we'd want to make this its own GitHub repo. But for simplicity for now, I'm going to have it in this repo, and in the awesome profiles repo, and then later on, if we can make it general, we'll pull it out and we'll make it so that it can be used as a plugin. So we can do that. So bear with me. Oh, I've missed some things in the chat. I love the Spot Mouse app. You created it. Apish, no, I didn't create it. I downloaded it from the App Store. Thank you for thinking I created it. Brian, I have to pop up now for breakfast, but great so far. Congrats on joining the GitHub stars. Brian, awesome. Thank you so much. Send me a DM in Discord and let's catch up some more. Right. Okay. So I'm glad you like the circles thing. I do like it. I haven't really used it very much. Let's have a look. And if you look over here, we have a command. Okay, I won't mess around with that too much. Right, let me create a branch. So who knows how to create a branch? Git checkout -b, and we will say, we'll call the branch GitHub action. Actually, I should raise an issue first. Who wants to get a green square for today? Can someone raise an issue in this repo for me? I'll send you a link in the chat. Someone raise an issue and just raise the issue saying, create a GitHub action to generate the README, something like that. I'll know what it means. You'll know what it means. Nate, awesome to have you here. Thank you very much. You're the first person to say sure. So if you can do that, if you can raise that, that'd be awesome. And then I will call the branch name the number that you give it, rather than just call it GitHub Actions. As it's part of our community organization, we do this sort of process and we say edit issue and then number. So you would use, if anyone's creating a pull request, your branch that you use would be your username, just so we can easily see who it is. So if you create that, let me know when it's done, and I'll keep refreshing this page, and then we can create that branch, and then we can give this take this GitHub Actions for a spin, see if it works, and we can customize it even further. How are we doing on time? 55 minutes. Let's go. I should put a clock on the screen, but that'd be too stressful. Oh, should I put a clock on the screen while we're waiting for Nate? What do you reckon? Shall I try it? I put this on the screen, where's that going to go? It's going to go, no, it's going to take me too long. It's white writing, so you kind of can't see it. Oh, should I do it? I actually want to do it. Should be there, awesome. It already exists, issue 6. Mohammed, you seriously have some eagle eyes. It's amazing. You spot everything. That is just so good. Refresh it. If it's a duplicate, that's fine. Let's see, number 6. Create automatic sort profiles alphabetically. Yeah, that's true. That is probably slightly different because we're not going to sort it in this one just yet. I don't think we're going to get that far. But that is a good point. Let me make those. I can relate those together. But awesome spot, Mohammed. Love it that you spot everything. It's so good. Perfect. So 48. So let me issue 48. Right, I've created that branch. Let me just commit what I have, and I want to do something that you're gonna hate me, but it's not my fault. It's part of their documentation. Where is their documentation? I've lost it. Here we go. It does say you need to commit the node modules. It really does. Where is it? Yes, you need to commit your node modules. So yeah, just don't shout at me. It's what the documentation says. Let's have a look. Right. So git commit. I need to add these first. If I add all of those, including the node modules, I feel so dirty. You take a shower afterwards. Okay. So by the way, if you want to know how to do a copy and paste in the command line, it's Control U to copy or to cut, and Control Y to paste. So if you ever write a command and you go, oh, I need to do something else before, you can just use Control U, Control Y. I actually should get an app that not just a spotlight, but also maybe what I'm typing on the keyboard appears on the screen. I don't know if that's helpful or not. So we're going to commit. We're going to say it's a feature and it's for an action, and it's a bit wider still. Initial action. I might just call that. It's kind of a silly name, but let's have a look. So if I push that, it shouldn't run because it's not being triggered on. It's not being triggered on a push. I don't think it run, but we can run it. We can run it manually. Mohammed, such an amazing spot. Love that. I was still so shocked. You picked that up. So good. Right. So I've pushed that up. I'm not going to create a pull request for it because it's not ready yet. That's why. So let's go to actions. And I have created an action. It's in a branch though. I don't know if it wants. It might need an action in the default branch, maybe. Oh, that's an interesting one. Because I've definitely got it there. And if I click on this branch, we can see we've got GitHub. Oh no, there is no action. Okay, interesting. It's because the documentation is talking about doing it in its own repo. So that's fine. Let's move this. So that's something I have done and something I've learned together with you. So actually, I need to move this action into the GitHub directory. And I think it goes under workflows, if I remember correctly. I can check another repo. We just did this one on here. So it's GitHub workflows, and you can call it whatever you want. So in here, but not file, create a folder, and we'll call it workflows. Was it in capitals? Workflows. Can't remember now. No, lowercase. Perfect. And I'm just going to drag this action into there, and hopefully it will detect it. Okay. And the workflow is slightly different because it's not a third-party one. That's true. That's going to be a slight issue. Let's have a look. I don't want it on a schedule. We'll run it manually. Okay, so jobs. So we will need to put it under a job. Oh, interesting. Am I making this harder by trying to do it as an existing repo rather than do it as a plugin? Let me think. So if I do it as a plugin, you can still do, as you include it, you can still do at master. So each time I push to master and I rerun it, it should work. Maybe I am making it more difficult. What do you all think? Separate repo or the same? I wanted to keep it simple. Clock is ticking. Want to keep it simple. What do you think? Let's try and keep it in the same repo for now, but I think we might have to do it as a separate one because it's not happy with, why is it not happy with a name? The name of your action. Okay. Missing property on and jobs. Okay, I thought it might complain. So on, we can stick it on a schedule and just, I think that's fine. And then in terms of jobs, it needs to be in Ubuntu, it needs to be a step, but we haven't got a plugin to include because this is the plugin. Okay, I think I might trying to make it easier. I'm making it harder. So let's do it as a plugin. I can put it under my account for now, and I can always move it to the community if we think it makes sense. Right. So let's take a couple of steps back and figure this out. So if I create a new repo, and we'll call it. I can always rename this GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions profile sort. We called it sorting, right? What was one of the suggestions, because it's not just going to be for profile. I want to say JSON reader to writer. It doesn't kind of make sense. I want to read JSON and write it to the README. Let's have a look. Reader writer, input output, reader writer. Does that sound really bad? Because then I can hopefully keep it generic. Maybe you could customize what fields you pull out and what you write. I don't know. Let's just keep it like that. Read from a JSON file and write to the README. Okay. Just create the repo. Let's have a look. Okay, so I need to start again really quick. It's really, really fast. Anyone who missed it can then catch up. Let me ditch that code. GitHub Actions. Let's just ditch it, right? Let me close this. Ditch. Don't get anything from there. Gone. And then we'll go git clone. It's going to be an empty repo. And let's start again. So if I go into that one, GitHub Actions, and then if we just type code to bring up VS Code, and then we don't need that welcome, then go back to the documentation, remind me what it was and what we need to do first. So npm, yeah, sounds good. npm y, let's just create a default one. Oh, why didn't I like that? npm init y. That might help. Okay, I know you all spotted that way before I did. Okay, so that's created that. And then next they said I should have it in my history. If I search my history and do npm install, we have both of those. Perfect. We've got that installed now. And then next it says to create a file that does this. Okay, and that was actions.yaml, I think it was called. Or action, singular. Action.yaml. Okay, paste that in. We'll sort of customize that in a second. If I'm going too fast, anyone just say in the chat. And then this is index.js. Okay. I should have indented those. Okay. Right, this is their example. We haven't started customizing yet. Let's get it working and then we'll see. Okay, perfect. Create a README. I don't want a README yet. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just take their example, README, as an example, just to have a placeholder. README.md. Let's have a look. Okay. Right, commit, tag, and push your action to the GitHub. Okay, so you need to add the projects, got you, that's fine. I have to create a tag, okay. But I suppose that's if you want to use a tag when you use it, when you test it out, like they say, you code version 1. I'm just going to use master for now. So let's commit that. Let's go back to the terminal. Everyone still with me? Anyone see any improvements? So git status, we have to add the node modules as according to the documentation. Yes, I feel dirty. So git commit all, and we'll just say, actually I have a commit command in my history. Here we go, feature action, initial action. Done. And we're going to push that to GitHub, push it to the master. Right. Okay. Now, moment of truth to see if what we've been doing does work, does tie in. Let's have a look. So we want to go back to our profile repo, which is over here. And let's create another branch with that name. And what we will do is, yes, I have an idea. We'll create a branch with that name, okay, with a B at the end. We'll keep that branch for the moment, just say it's B. And we should be able to run it from that branch, I'm pretty sure. So let me clone this again. I know I deleted it, don't laugh at me. If I create a new tab and go upper level, and then go git clone awesome profiles. Okay, and if we go into awesome profiles, we've got these files here. If I open it in VS Code as well. So what we need to do in here, we need to create a new folder, and it was workflows with an S, I'm pretty sure. And then in here we can create a new file, and the file is going to be called, I don't know, it doesn't matter, actions.yaml, not actions, main.yaml. Right, and then where was their documentation? They have it somewhere here. Here we go to test it out. On push, run this job, and we will change this to be, I think we can change it to be ours because there's actions that, how do we specify our repo? I should say up here, using a public action. Actions, copy the workflow into workflows, but replace the repository. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. I think that makes sense. And here's an example. Copy, Okay, let's do that. Let's give that a go. Lots of copying. Let's get it working, then we're going to customize it. So that. So on push, I want to give it a name, and then just say name. What can we call it? Okay, maybe we won't give it a name because we don't know what we're going to call it for the moment. A job to say hello. The steps are run that step. The ID is hello, and we need to put our repository in, which I did create somewhere. Where did I create it? If I refresh this, this is the repository. So I will want to get that, and then change it to be that. And then it's going to be at master because we haven't created a tag yet. And then it's going to say, we'll get it to print out community. Oh, hello community. There we go. Hello community. Okay. Perfect. Right, let's give that a commit and a push and see how we are doing. I think that should work. What do you reckon? Do you think it will work? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think like 10 it will definitely work, 1 it definitely won't work, 5 is kind of like 50-50, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I'm kind of like on a 5 at the moment. I'm sure I've missed a step. Trying to rush never works out. Oh, not to master on here. Let me create another branch. What have I got? We have, yeah, there we go. I'll copy that branch. If I use any commands you don't know what they are, let me know and I'll gladly say. So if we say git checkout -b paste, I'm just going to put a b at the end because I still want to use 48. And then if we do a status, we've got this workflow. So if we add it, and then we've got this file, perfect. So git commit feature action hello world action. Hello world. Well, it's not hello world action because we'll update the action, but we don't have to update this, I don't think. That's fine. Hello world action. That's good for me. Because we can always squash the commits anyway to get rid of this history. So push to origin. There we go to that branch. Perfect. Cool. Ayush, hopefully I pronounced that right. How you doing? Awesome to have you here. You've missed me make lots of mistakes, which is good. No one repeat any of the mistakes that I've done. You know, they'll be our secret. Let's have a look if that worked. So this is push to the marketplace. Awesome. That's so cool that you can push an action to the marketplace. But no, I'm not going to push it to the marketplace because it is not there yet. Right, that's the documentation. This is the repo. Let's see, we should have view all branches. We should have a B branch. There we go. Awesome, we've got a B branch and it should have workflows. Excellent. And this is the workflow we added, which reads from our repo and from the master branch. Let's see if actually, oh, it ran. Okay, awesome, it ran. Nice. A job to say hello, which is what we called it. So if I bring this up here, it was, the name of it was a job to say hello. And the steps was to use this plugin we've just created. And the variable we passed in was who to greet. And we passed in this string. Let's have a look if it said that or not. Okay. Hello world action step. There we go. You've got hello community. Oh yes, because in the code of the repo, we did say in the console log hello, and then we put the name to greet as hello community. So that's why we get hello twice. Makes sense. There's the payload. This is what we get. We get who the author was, the committer. Awesome. And then you get the output time as well. Okay, so now we've got it working. Let's customize it. Nathan, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. Like the is that a gopher thumbnail you have for your profile picture? Awesome. Okay, so now we've got it. We've got our customized GitHub action working. It actually was really easy when you know how and you don't make mistakes or try and cut corners like I did. I was trying to make it quicker and I made it slower. So that's pretty awesome. So next, right, okay, so we want to read a JSON file and then we want to, let's create a JSON file in this branch, right, as a test. So let's have a look. Create a new file. This is the plugin. This is not the plugin, this is the repo. So let's create a JSON file. Let's just call it, I don't know, data. Yeah, I think JSON would be good. Cool, I was right, it was a gopher, nice. Really small on my screen, that's why I wasn't sure. Okay, everyone watching, by the way, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, really helps support the channel, and share it with your friends and subscribe if you haven't already. So JSON, let's have a look. So the type of data we want, if I bring up the README, the information we've got, I bring up one of these HTML blocks, which we don't want people to keep writing because they do make mistakes and so forth. So it will be quite interesting if we can just get them to add their GitHub link, a link to their image, and a link to the issue. So we just need 3 bits of data, I think. So it would be, it would be an object, or should we do it as an array? It will be an array of objects. And so the first bit of data was GitHub. We can have it just as a GitHub user, right? So username. Oh, this is not TypeScript, Eddie. You need to do that. GitHub username, and so in this case I just use mine as an example, and then we have GitHub username, and then we need the image URL. Maybe I'll put that as GitHub username so people don't get confused what it is, a bit more descriptive. And then the URL, actually I won't use mine because I'm not on here, I'll just take the first person's. So this person, I don't know if they're here on the stream, this link. Okay, that's the image. And then we want the issue number. Okay, so there, and then that's just the issue number. Issue number, full word, abbreviated to NO. I think full word safer. Issue number, and the issue number for them is 12. We could actually probably get the GitHub action all to create the issue, but then it wouldn't have the image to add to it. Okay, let's keep going. So there you go. There's one entry. Let's save that. So now we've saved that, what we want to do is in the GitHub action, we've got who to greet. We don't actually want that. We probably want to say JSON file, right? I don't know, JSON file. Or path to JSON file. Path to JSON file path. Let's make it a bit simpler. JSON file path. Path? Yeah, path. I wonder if the action can read out. It must be able to read out of it. It must be able to. So let's have a look. Rather than trying to send the whole JSON object. Let's see. We'll test it out and see. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out together. If you know in the chat, do write. Any ideas, let me know. If you want to have a Google and find out, let me know. So I want to pass the path. So in our path at the moment is data.json. We should probably quote that, I think. Right. Okay, so we will then commit this, and what we want to do is in the actual GitHub Actions, rather than saying hello path, we want to see if we can read the JSON. So console log, I do json.pass, and then it will be it won't be the name to greet, it will be file path. File path, paste that in there. Oh, and we did rename this to JSON file path, and we copy that so I don't make any typos. So we will read that property, and then hopefully we can read the file out of their repo. Again, I'm not sure if that will work. Use Puppeteer to create screenshots. Oh, that could be quite interesting. Ah, oh, too many good ideas. Maybe log that as an issue on the repo. Okay, I want to save that, so I need to I need to update the action, and I need to update the this repo. So updating the profiles repo will trigger the action. So I want to update the action first. So in here, if we do a status, as always, do a diff, just check. Right, okay, so we want to do a commit. It's not the initial action anymore. Now we're going to try and read JSON. Let's have a look. We'll be optimistic and say read JSON data. In the GitHub action, let's now push that up. We're pushing this to master. Again, it's just a practice repo, so it doesn't really matter too much. This is the GitHub action repo. It's not the profile one. But in the profile one, I don't want to be in the master because it will mess things up. So in here, if we do a status again, we need to add the JSON file. Oops. And then we need to just do a diff, and it's all staged at the moment. So you can see we've changed what we send, and we send it the file, and then we've got the actual JSON itself. So let's have a look, git commit. Let's have a look. Feature is going to be for the action, and we're going to say sending JSON data. JSON file, not data, file. Okay, so let's push this, and let's have a look to see if it can console log the, what do you think? 1 to 10? 1 is going to fail, 10 is going to definitely pass and work. 5, I'm a 5, like in the middle, 50-50. It might output the JSON, it might not. I don't know. I don't know if it has access to read it, so let's have a look. Actions. Oh, it failed. Oh, doesn't look good. Unexpected inputs. JSON file path. Valid inputs are who to greet. Oh, interesting. Unexpected input. Have I missed out? Was I going too fast and missed something out? How do you specify what's a valid input? I did say pull it from master. It should be pulling the latest one. Where is the validation? Let me check here. Do we have something in here? Action. Oh, we do. Required true. Description who to greet, and then this is the actual name. Aha, forgot to change it on there. Oh, it's fine. All good. All good. So we'll just make that over to here. Learn something new all the time. Not who to greet. This will be JSON file to load. Default world, default. We could actually make it default to data.json, which would be quite cool. Outputs I'll leave all that. Name, I don't like the name hello world. Name, read JSON file. Description. Output JSON file to console. We can improve this as we go along, as we add more features. Okay, so this is in this file. I think this is looking better now. Let's commit that. Mohammed, you're eagle eyes. You didn't spot that. It was in a different file. We didn't have it open. I'm just teasing. I'm just joking. So if we go back to here to the actual GitHub Actions repo, and we can see we've made changes. So we'll make a commit. It is really a fix, and we're going to say it's for the action, and we're going to say that it is required variable name updated. Let's push it. Let's have a look. Right, so that's now pushed, but in our profiles repo, it is not going to run again, so we can run it manually. Let's have a look. So we should be able to go to the workflow, and we should be able to say, not create status badge. I'm pretty sure you can run it manually. I did it earlier. Where is it? Rerun job, rerun all jobs. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, it's rerunning it. That should change. A job to say hello. I can't remember if we changed that or not. A job to say hello. No, we didn't change that. Read JSON data. Okay, I won't push that now, but we'll leave that for the moment. Failed again. Unexpected token D in position JSON. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look. D is going to be reading data. So, interesting. So if we go back to the action itself, this is coming in as, this variable will be data.json, and I didn't read the file. I'm trying to JSON pass the file path. Eddie, come on. Come on, Eddie. We need to load the file first. Right, okay, let's remove JSON. And we load the file. So we'll do with 2 consoles maybe, just in case one breaks. So let's have a look. So we've got file path, and we need to have, let's just change that to path. Doesn't need to be so long. And then let's change this to contents of it. Yeah, Nathan, you know, hey, you didn't spot it too. It wasn't just me. You know, you all didn't spot it as well. Right, okay. And what else do we want to do next? So we've got contents, and where this will be, we actually want to read the file path. Okay. Let's have a look. Can we use, what version of Node are we using? Can we use await when we read the file path? Let's have a look. Because we will want to do const file system. I think we need to use fs, right? Oops. Fs. Right, and then trying to remember now. We'll do it synchronously, right? We don't want it asynchronously. So let's have a look. So we will go fs read file synchronously, and we'll do path. Okay, so in this first console log, we will just output content. Let's just make sure that content works. And then in this other one, we will JSON pass the content. Okay, is everyone feeling more confident now? Azing, how you doing? Good to have you here. Long time. What have you missed? You see me busting a lot of stuff and breaking a lot of things. Yes. Hey, I'm racking up those green squares on my own profile. Blame everyone else. No worries. Hey, look, we all succeed together or we fail together. And I'm keen for us all to succeed together, so I'm not. So don't worry. It's good. All good. Read file sync, I think. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was going to try and use an await, but then I wasn't sure if their version of Node available is new enough. Not confident at all, but carry on. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling more confident now. We know we get the file path, and now we read the file sync, but I don't know if we have access to their file system. Let's have a look. We'll know in a couple of seconds. So let's update this. So this time, we're not trying to JSON pass a path. We're actually going to try and JSON path the content. I think that looks better. Let's have a look. Right. Let's commit that again. It's all fun. Love doing this live as well, because we all learn together and you all help me out as well. So that's cool. So I always learn something new. So we're going to fix the action, and we're going to say read file contents. Okay, right. Push that this time. Okay, I'm feeling confident. This is gonna work. This is pretty gonna work. Like last time I was a 5 out of 5, and it was it ended up being like I was 0. It didn't work. This time I'm feeling a 6. I'm feeling a 6. And I don't think we changed anything to the profiles one, because that should still work the same. I just changed the name actually, so just ignore that. I'll do that in the next commit. Right, let's rerun it again. Reruns jobs. Come on. This is the one. This is the one. I need a sound effect that has like a big way. Okay, that's a bit premature. We haven't figured it out yet. Let's have a look. Oh, it's taking too long. The stress. Got 25 minutes on the clock until my next meeting. It failed. No. No such file or directory. Data JSON. Hey, pal. It's there. Look, if I open this. Oh, it's in a branch. We're okay. Branch. Data JSON. It's there. Maybe I need a relative path, or do they have an example? We can take, maybe we can take an example from JSON. So this was their repo. Let's have a look at their JSON, their JavaScript. When they read the file, what do they read the file? Then they write the README. My week's life. Awesome to have you here. I'm sure I've heard that before. Yeah, it's true. I'm really, I'm usually quite positive. Let's have a look. The README, when they write to the README, how do they write to it? Yeah, if you README content. Okay. Maybe you need that. Okay. Maybe we need that. I would have thought it'd be okay. Let's just try that. I don't think there's that much of a difference, but let's just try it. Input file path. That just seems a bit. I don't know. It's going to be read it relative anyway. I'm not feeling confident. My 5 went to a 6. Now it's gone to like a 3 in terms of my confidence. This is going to work or not. Do jobs know what branch to run on? Good question, Nathan. Hey, Tej, awesome to have you here. Shubham, sorry, I missed you in the chat. How you doing? Yeah, good to see you again. It's been like 5 days since I've done a live stream, and I've been really, really sad. But I've been working on some coding stuff, but I didn't think anyone would be interested in kind of pairing with me. So, but if you want to see more, let me know, and I'm more than happy to do more live streams. I was redoing my website last night, portfolio website last night with Tailwind CSS. Did some nice customization, so I'll do a live stream on that soon. Let's have a look. Yeah, it should know what branch, because that workspace should be for that branch. Could we list out the files maybe? Actually, why not list out the files to see what it can read? Can we do that? I don't remember what it is. Can you list? Would it be dir? Make directory, open directory. I wonder if you can kind of just list out, and we can see, or actually you can find out the path, right? PWD? I don't remember. Let's run this and see, but that // I'm not confident about that. But, so what they've got here, maybe because it's using something called toolkit. I don't know what toolkit is. Tools. No, maybe that's not it. That's to do with debugging. So reading the contents is just using the file system and reading that file. Slacking. Have you started on your site yet? No, not yet. The question is, have you started on your site yet? Okay, I'm going to try that. Maybe it's some quirk or something. Let's just push that up. It's a really easy push. So let's do that. If I just do a diff, we've just changed it to that. I'm not feeling confident. I'm a 3. So let's have a look. I'll be lazy, look through my history and just say, rather than read file contents, just say relative file path. I don't know. I'm not feeling confident at all. I don't know. Is anyone feeling confident? I'm not sure. By the way, if anyone wants to chat between live streams, don't forget to join the Discord. There's a link in the description below. You're right. It must read from the branch, because a GitHub action is going to perform on a branch rather than on the master. Because when you're doing pull request, it performs it on that branch. Unless I'm missing something in the way I've set it up. Let's have a look. It failed. Okay, let's have a look. It failed. No such file. I must be running it on the master. I must have to specify when I do this here. Must have, because on push it's running, and there is a step to check out the code. Eddie, not good at all. Let's have a look. So if I go to I know one of my other, let me see. If I go to EddieBot, there is an example there, EddieBot, and if I show you, I think you'll know what I mean. I think we're not checking out the code. That's why the file doesn't exist, because in the workflow, if I just pick develop, doesn't matter. That's running on a branch, but I have this steps. Check out the code, and it would help to have the code checked out. Okay, I learned something new there as well. I always wondered why that was there. So in steps, the first thing we want to do in can I do it? I wonder if I can do it in the action itself. I don't think I can. No, you can't. This is more like rules. So okay, let's check it out. Okay, now I've gone from a 5 confidence to a 6 down to a 3. Now I'm back up to a 6 again. Back up to a 6. Let's do this. This is the one. Clock's ticking. 20 minutes to go, and I'm feeling confident. Let's have a look. Let's do it. What? Why is there no diff? Did I not save it? Oh, in the wrong thing. It's in the actual project. Okay, diff. Here we go. So it's going to check out the code, which would help if we want the data.json file. Let's do this. So git commit, and it's going to be a fix, and it's going to be for actions, and we're going to say check out code, Eddie, you idiot. Okay, I didn't write Eddie, you idiot, but we all thought it, right? We're in a branch, so we're going to go to origin, and we're going to go to this branch. Let's push it. Okay, this is the one. This is the one. Oh, I got my password wrong. I can't even spell my name right. Not a good start. Right, this is the one. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Who's with me? Who's feeling confident? So let's rerun the job. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Counting on all of you. You were checking my work as I went along. So I'm counting on all of you. Azing, drum roll. Absolutely. Fingers crossed. Mother... There is a file! Oh, there is a file. There is a file. Oh, okay, yes. It checked out the master of the plugin. Hey, my week's life. Don't laugh. It's supposed to help me. What did I do wrong? So this... I'll say, wait a second. Well, not what I did. What did I do wrong? This is what did we do wrong? We're all in this together. So check out the code. And then, okay, let me check the other example we checked online. What did they have in their usage, right? So let me see. It was, if I go back to here, do they have anything in the action that I can kind of borrow? So inputs, branding, run. So no, there's nothing in there which is checking out the code. So that's fine. But in the usage, they do say uses that, which is what we have done. We together collectively, we have done. So we missed that before, and we do use our plugin, which is fine. What are we missing? We do check out the code. The code is there. I know the code is there. You know the code is there. I know the code is there. When we say rerun, is it not updating? Oh, let's check the name. Maybe it's using the old config file rather than the new one. Let's check. Where has it gone? A job to say hello. We reworded that. Reworded that and it didn't change. It's rerunning the same code. Aha. Your password is your name. No, mom, it is not. I was joking. Nathan, I'm with you on that. Azing, shh, there are kids present. I recommend prefixing the file path with GitHub Workspace. It'll give you a more concise path to where your JSON file lives. Oh, JSON, that's a really good suggestion. Okay, let's have a look. But this definitely reran. I'm rerunning the job, which is not what I want. I don't think I want to create a new job. Like I want to run a new action because. Oh, it worked! I've been rerunning the old one, and it's been running again. I think it worked. Yeah, see, it says read JSON now on the side. Like if I show you my little trick, if you look just here, read JSON, it's green. What? Okay, I was rerun jobs, reruns a specific git commit. So let's not make that mistake again in the future. And do we have the JSON coming out? Yes, we do. We have the JSON. Awesome. So this is the content, which is obviously, is a buffer, but we have the JSON. So it works. Right. Okay. Nathan, do you need to refresh or reload the jobs page? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're kind of on the same page here. We're right. I was rerunning the old job, which is, stupid. Very, very stupid, Eddie. But we got there in the end. We all learned something new. And Jason has a suggestion, which is to GitHub Workspace to prepend it. I like that. That seems safer. Let's do that. Oh, wrong repo. So this is in the plugin. So prepend this with GitHub Workspace. Let's have a look. So Jason, is it like this? GitHub. Oh, it would help if I spelled GitHub right. GitHub Workspace. Workspace. Like that. Who said noob? I didn't see that in the chat. I must have missed it. Every day I'm learning something new, so I'm always new to everything. It's fine. Or if anyone thinks they know everything, then they're wrong. Right, okay, I've done that. That should still work the same. Let's just do a push and a check and see. Let's go back to this. So if I do a diff, I've just prepended it with that as suggested by Jason, which I think is a good idea. Do I need a / in between there? Probably do, right? Azing, you told them off. Awesome. I don't see that in the chat. I must have missed it. I probably need a / in there. I'm guessing I do. Let's put that in like that. It's an environment variable. Okay, so I'm thinking it's like that. Let's have a look. If I do diff again, looks about that. You did a path join. Oh, it's a node environment variable. I was thinking maybe it was a GitHub Actions kind of thing. Right, that makes sense. Good call. Thank you for that. Let's update that. Tajez, I'm well, thank you. I do remember you. You moved to Australia from Thailand. Didn't have much time to watch your videos, but great to have you back. Oh, I love Thailand. Really, really do. So jealous. Okay, so when we read the file, you're right. Let's do it as a path. Let's do path.join. And you're right. Let's do it as a process.env.github underscore workspace. Have I spelled workspace right? Yes. And then, no, I spelled workspace wrong with brackets. It doesn't work. Workspace and JSON, data.json. So in here is a variable which will be path. Okay, cool. We don't need this on the left, taking up too much space. There we go. Hope that looks better. Cool. Being the path module in Node, so const path required. Oh, yes. Good point. Thank you. Good spot. I see, I love pair programming, right? Otherwise, I'd run it, it would fail and go, can't find path. So thank you very much. I'm not going to do alphabetical, doesn't matter. C, G, P, F, F. That would be alphabetical. Missing a H in GitHub. Ah, yes. Good spot. Thank you again. Loving this. Okay. Nathan Azing, thank you very much for spotting that. Okay, so path is done. Oh, no, I've got path here again. That's not going to work. Right. What can I rename this to? File path. File path. There we go. Otherwise, that will fail. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Okay, let's commit that. I think that looks good, right? Everyone happy with that? Do a diff. I think that's looking nice. This should work again. So git commit. And we'll say it was working before, so this is a feature, and we'll just say it's for an action, and we will say workspace path used. Right. Push this up. Okay. And let's rerun the other one again, but not the same one. We've got to figure out how not to rerun a job, to just run another one. If I go to action and start again at the beginning, the UI for that isn't so great. And if I go, can I hit run? Create badge? No. Maybe you can only rerun. I'm pretty sure you could say run manually. Was there a shortcut you used to bring a line up and down? Oh, yes, there is. Good question, Tajez. I should have like something on the screen that highlights what I'm pressing. I use Shift, Option, and then up and... No, that's copy. I can't remember. I just do it without even thinking. What did I use? I don't even know. What did I use? That duplicates a line. That copies it. I don't know. I did it without even thinking. Oh, yes, that's what I used. Option, up and down. It just swaps two lines around. Cool. Side note. Instead of reading the file and passing it, you could use node native require on the JSON file. Then it pulls it in the proper JSON from the object. Ooh. Jason, you're on fire today. That's a really good idea. I like that improvement. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it how it is. And if someone can raise an issue on GitHub on the repo, and then you can get the green square for today. And then if someone wants to also do the fix, you can get more green squares. That's Jason, awesome call. But I'm going to try and let the community get some green squares on GitHub. I have loads. So kind of just trying to share the love. Okay, right. I wanted to run that to make sure it worked. What? Does anyone know if there's a manual? I'm pretty sure I saw a manual kind of run, but I don't see that at the moment. There's rerun, but I want to run a new one. Okay, I can just do a commit as opposed to it, right? Let's just do a commit to the project. Not this one, this is this one. Let's just add, I'll tell you what, I'll add another duplicate to this block. And then we can add another person in. Let me put that over there. And we can add the next person in. We all know Anurag with his awesome stats plugin that people are using all over their readmes on GitHub. Why does it keep going back to that one? And then let's put that one in. And the issue number for that is 13. Right. Okay, so if I save this and do a commit, it will rerun and we should see the JSON get output in the console log again. So let's have a look. Git commit feature versus data, and we're going to say another user added to data list to data. Fine. Okay, and if we do a push, it's going to rebuild. And if we go to actions, it's building now. Reading JSON. Jason, the JSON wizard is so true, right? Nice. Please add the shortcut to the video or a special recording for VS Code shortcuts. Yeah, good call, Azing. I use loads. As you see, I duplicate when I did this. I kind of select what I want and I duplicate it down and all the rest. So you're right. I should probably do a video on that. Can you raise an issue on our support? On our support repo, get the green square for today, raise an issue on there, and I can add a label to it for like a video labels idea, because we've got questions, we've got open source review and all the rest. But if you could do that, that would be awesome. Right, so that passed. And let's just have a look what it output, not the output time. Here we go. And then from the JSON, we have two data points. So that is working. We are actually reading the data. So next, and by the way, Jason, thank you very much for letting someone else, get the green square and the contribution. I'm sure you have loads. Don't forget to join the Discord community, everyone. There is a link in the description below. We can continue the conversations between live streams and videos. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Right, Eddie's favorite VS Code shortcuts. Thanks, AC. Love it. So we've got that. I don't think we're going to be able to do much more. I've got another call coming up shortly. But what we need is then from that, we would read that in let me see if we go back to the plugin. So we've got I'll get rid of the content one. We've got the JSON, we're reading the JSON, and then what we could do is create a table out of that JSON and then write it to the README. I wonder if we can do that really quickly. What do you reckon? Yeah, well, we can first write to the README, and then we can worry about actually making into a table. Let's have a look. Because we'll have the 2 columns, it makes it a bit more interesting. We can maybe even do 3 columns. Let's have a look at taking some ideas from this one. So if we go back to Jason's JavaScript. Oh, sorry, James's JavaScript, my bad. And the way it was done was the README was read and then appended to and then rewritten. Okay, it's quite a lot of code. So here we go. So the README's read and it's split on line breaks. And then it looks for that. So what we could do, let me see. If I append to the end, and we always append, and every time it runs, you're just going to get it re-appended every time. So let me think. we want to overwrite. So we'll need a section in the README just like that, and then we'll want to overwrite it. I thinking is what we're going to need. So if we go to here, what we will need is a section that we can keep writing to. So this is in our branch, so I can actually delete all that probably for now. And then we can put something like that in start section activity. So we could put, because it'll be start and end that you want to read, and then you want to change everything inside that section, because you need to know what to remove and then what to overwrite each time. That's quite interesting. So start section activity, start section, I don't know, data we'll call it, for example. If we save that, and then in the plugin, we would then need to, at the moment, I just want to write the JSON into there because I want to get the writing to the README. What do you think? Let's just try that and see. I don't need this time thing anymore. I don't know why I've got this in here. Let's just make that down there still. So how do they do it? Let's see. How do they write? So they read the README file. Okay, so we'll need to do something very, very similar. You know what? I'll just copy that. It's fine. Don't tell anyone that I'm a copy and paste developer. So this is the README. Not liking these double quotes. Quickly just change those to singles. Right. Okay. So we read the file, and then it looks for that. Okay. Yeah, I suppose we can do start index. Yes, because you're going to have to get the index. Okay, that's true. Let's have a look. By the way, James, if you're watching, James George 007, thank you very much for stealing lots of your ideas. This one we call data. And then what has been done next? Where have we gone to? If it includes that and that, then do it. Otherwise, okay, have I got a few minutes? Can we do this in a few minutes before my call? Let's see. Just something raw and ready, right? Because we'll want to, when we find that, we'll want to replace that with a whole block. And then next time round, we want to replace the whole block. So that's actually quite interesting. Someone should actually write a library for this, because then you can say, look, here's the content. This is the thing I'm looking for. Just replace this every time if we don't have to do this over and over again, because I'm sure loads of other people have had to do this in their plugins as well. Let's have a look. Okay, so start section. So we want to find the start section. I want to make that on one line just to save a bit of space. So we know the start of it. Watching that clock for my next call. We might have to pick this up another time. I will try and have a play while I'm on my call as well, and then we'll pick this up maybe tomorrow. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've had fun learning about GitHub Actions. I know I have. I want to thank you all for joining, and thank you for everyone who actually, I want to thank everyone who really helped me, because you all helped me, but there are a few people who really stood out, and you really helped me move this forward. So thank you very much. I have to run to another call, so I am sorry. This was a short-ish stream today, an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes to stream today. So it was a bit short. But I hope you had fun, and don't forget to raise any issues, any ideas that you have, just raise it. I'm not going to be precious. Come to the worst, if I don't want to use the idea, we'll just close the issue. You still get the green square for today. Everyone, have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next live stream soon. Bye everyone. Thank you again.